Okay, so these are your common wrong answers that you're going to find all the time in the reading section, okay, throughout the entire section. So this is going to be very, very helpful when you're trying to pick an answer choice, all right, when you're trying to get it down to just one, okay? So let's go over this. The first common wrong answer is extreme wording, okay? So if you're between two answer choices, right, one that says happy, okay, versus one that says ecstatic, all right, you want to pick the one that says happy, all right? You want to stay away on this test from strong language. So one of the very first things that I would do when I'm trying to find an answer choice is check the words, right? So go through an answer choice looking at the words that are being used. If you see a word that's too strong, you should already be suspicious of that answer choice, all right? Not necessarily an automatic get rid of it, but you should definitely be suspicious, okay? So just as another example, what if there was one that was paranoid versus worried, right? You want to go with the one that obviously says worried, right? Much less strong, right, than paranoid. Okay, let's go to the second one. Broad generalizations. These are words, all right, so just as an example, like only, never, impossible, right? These are basically words that overgeneralize, right? So if you see an answer choice that says, that is the only way this could happen, right? That is way too strong, right? Right? Most things in life, not black or white, but gray, right? So if an answer choice says that's the only way this could happen, right, I doubt that, right? There's probably other ways it could happen, so I'm getting rid of it almost immediately, okay? The third is bait and switch, okay? These are answer choices that have words that were used in the passage, but the opposite meaning. All right, so they can get tricky when you don't really understand the other answer choices and you're going down, you don't get A, you don't get B. Now you see C with these nice words, right? Words that were actually used in the passage, okay? Now, the only way to avoid getting tricked is to be confident in your paraphrase, right? So if you think the passage is saying something, right, you don't want to go over to your answer choices and pick something that says something else, right? Just because it has nice words, okay? So be careful, right? The meaning has to be there, all right? Last one, not mentioned but sounds good. And this is probably the number one error that tricks people, okay? These are answer choices that sound like they could have been said, right, in the passage, right? Very similar to ideas that were mentioned in the passage, but these ideas were actually never mentioned. Okay, so what I suggest is before you commit to an answer choice, right? So if you're going to say B is my answer, right? You want to be able to go back to your passage and find evidence for that. Okay? If you can't find evidence for B anywhere in your passage, it's not your answer, okay? Now, if you go through all your answer choices and you can't find evidence for any of them, well, that's a good indicator to skip the question, right? Because no matter what answer you're going to put, you have to find evidence. I think that's the number one way to get a question right, is to make sure you can pick out a sentence in the passage that matches the idea in the answer choice you're about to pick. But again, these are the 4 common wrong answers. Okay, use these to use process of elimination and get it down to just one answer choice.